Hurricane Milton was powerful and destructive, but was a long way from the storm of the century. Did forecasters get it wrong? Well, in short, no. What worried them most was how Milton grew. This reconstruction of the developing storm, based on satellite data, shows how it intensified from a Category 1 to a Category 5 hurricane in less than 24 hours, one of the fastest ever recorded. Rapid changes like that worry forecasters because they're hard to track. Then add in warm seas that give hurricanes power. This is the average temperature of the ocean in the Gulf of Mexico, and this year temperatures have been well above that. And don't forget, ahead of Milton was a highly unusual outbreak of tornadoes with huge destructive power. At least 19 were recorded along the front margin of the storm, and here in red, the highest number of tornado warnings ever for Florida. The wind shear caused by the coming storm, combined with warm, wet air being carried by it, hitting cooler air over the land, triggered these twisters and 200-mile-an-hour winds, massively increasing the damage caused. But the greatest risk from the hurricane was a storm surge, and there Milton, fortunately, failed to deliver. As it made landfall, 120-mile-an-hour winds drew water away from Tampa Bay and then piled it up here between Sarasota and Fort Myers. The peak storm surge forecast was up to 15 feet. For context, that's 4.5 metres, more than twice my height. But the tide gauge data shows little more than 5 feet along the worst affected coast. So did forecasters overestimate the risk? Not really. Remember, 24 hours before landfall, Milton was still a Category 5 hurricane. Its track, almost perfectly forecast days in advance, took it directly to the Tampa Bay area and more than 7 million people. Evacuations probably saved many lives, even from this less powerful storm. And only 2 weeks ago, the conversation among experts was around why the number of hurricanes this season had been below average despite record warm oceans. Now that's all changed. With Helene and now Milton, there have been 9 hurricanes, 4 of them major, and 31 days of hurricane activity, a well above average season. A warming climate is making storms grow stronger, faster, and hurricane seasons potentially harder to forecast. And with 6 weeks of the season left to run, there may be more to come.